I'm going to be showing you how to solve a 2x2 mirror blocks, also known as a bump cube. Now I'm going to assume you already know how to solve a standard 2x2 as well as a standard 3x3. Now we're only going to be using two algorithms on this, and that's just because I'm assuming these algorithms most people already know if they can solve the 2x2 and 3x3. If you know more algorithms, once you understand the concept of what we're doing, you can feel free to use them if you can figure out how to incorporate them. But just to make this tutorial simpler, I'm only going to be showing two algorithms. Now, I'm going to be approaching this kind of the same way I approach a standard 3x3 bump cube, and that is by solving this thinner layer first. So you'll notice there's a thin layer and a fat layer to this cube. We're going to be solving the thinner layer first, and I'm going to be explaining why. And it just makes it easier on down the road, and I'll explain that when we get there. So, on the 2x2, what we would typically do is, let me just mess it up just a little enough. We'd solve the white side first with these colors, right? So these colors would match up with like the white side first, or whatever color you chose. That's kind of what we're doing here. We're going to be solving the thin side first, and then line these up. And then we're going to be going about solving the yellow. Now in this case, I'm only going to be using the right Sune for this tutorial, but if you know more algorithms from the 2x2, you can apply them to here as well. And basically we're just going to be solving moving everything so like the top's even, so like the top would be completely yellow, right? And we're just going to be doing that using one simple algorithm. We're just going to use that whole bunch, right? And we just keep doing that algorithm a whole bunch, and I'll explain that later. And we got to skip there. But typically, once you do that, you'll have the yellow side solved, and then you have, to orient these because these are out. I'll explain this here in a second with the mirror blocks, but that's basically the route we're going to be taking with this. So let's go ahead and mix it up. And again, we're going to be solving this thinner layer first. And if you look at it, basically you'll have a thin or a small square across from a big square, and then there's these two longer pieces. Now this one's slightly bigger than this one, but if it's a little harder to tell when it's mixed up, and if you can't tell, just keep shuffling them around till they fit. Now we do know that this actually just happened to line up when I was mixing it, but let's go ahead and get them away from each other. So we know that this small square and this big square need to go across from each other. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got this small thin square across from the big thin square, and then we got two thinner pieces, or two more thinner pieces. So this is one of them. This is the other one. So again, if it's hard for you to see if this one goes here or if this one goes here, you can just mess around with it. One is smaller than the other, and it might just be easier for you to tell once you've messed with the puzzle a little bit. But basically, you're just going for this. You've created even sides on the small side. And why we've done that is because now we can look at the puzzle and we can tell what would be the yellow pieces, right? So the tallest piece, since we solved the thinnest part first, the tallest pieces are going to be what would typically be yellow. So when we got to this, we're just looking for which of these corners are yellow and are facing up, right? In this case, we can just look at the tallest piece. So this is the tallest spot on the piece, this is the tallest spot on this piece. So these two would be yellow. This is the furthest part sticking on this piece, so this would be yellow. Furthest part sticking on this piece would be right here. So this is yellow, this would be yellow, this would be yellow, and this would be yellow. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you can kind of picture what exactly position the top is in. So what we're going to be doing is a very simple right Sune algorithm that you probably learned on the 3x3. And what that is once you've solved your cross, you look at what corners you have, or how many corners you have, and depending how many corners you have that are yellow or facing up that are yellow, is how you position the cube. So 0, you would position a yellow basically over here. So if you had 0 corners, you'd face it over here. So 0, 1, 2. So if you had 2 yellow corners, you'd face one like this, right? And if you had 1, you'd face it like this. If you had 0, you'd face one over here. So 0, 1, 2. And you apply that with the 2 by 2 by basically just eliminating the edges here. So you can see your 2 by 2 here. So you have, basically looking at this, again, you just imagine that you've already solved the cross, and you have that same 2 by 2 thing going on. And basically you just position this how it is. So 0, 1, 2. So in this case we have 1. So we put it right here. And then we do this algorithm. So once you position it, so 0, 1, 2, you do this algorithm. It's just the right Sune. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, 2, R prime. Okay, and again, now you just look at it and you reposition. So 0, 1, 2. Okay, so I got 1, put it right here in the same left corner. 0, 1, 2. R, U, R prime, U2, R. Oh, hold on. I messed up. Don't do that. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. That's what it is. Okay. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Put it again, 0, 1, 2. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Okay, so let's do that on this. So we see we have 0, or I'm sorry, 1, 2 that are facing up. So these are would be the yellows, and we have these, right? So we go 2, so 0, 1, 2, right? So this would be a yellow. So in this case, we would have, this is what we have right now, right? So we have 2 yellows, because of the furthest piece sticking out. Furthest piece sticking out, yellow. Furthest piece sticking out, yellow. So we do 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, because again, this would be yellow. And then we do the right Sune. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so again, we took this and we just did the right Sune, and we ended up actually different here, but you get the point. So now 1, 2, 1, 2. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Then you have 1 up, so 0, 1, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. You have 1 again. And this one's going to do it. R, U, basically just keep doing that same algorithm. Okay, and eventually you'll get to this, to where the top's flat. And that's what you're looking for here. Once the top's flat, you'll have basically one of 3 positions. You'll have where the top's basically the cube's completely solved. You'll have it to where there's a flat side like this has. So this has 1 flat side. Or you'll have no flat side. So hold on. It's basically no flat side. It just looks kind of random, right? And what you're doing here is the no flat side would be like this. So basically the algorithm we're going to be using here is on the 3 by 3, of course. There's, if you solve corners then edges on the last layer, what we would do is we would look at it and we'd look for headlights, right? Now we don't have any headlights, so we just put this algorithm in, and then it would create headlights. So it doesn't matter how this is rotated, and we put this algorithm in. It's going to be R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. Okay, and as you see, we've created these headlights, and we'd put those headlights in the back, and then we'd do the algorithm again. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2, right? And that's the algorithm we're going to be doing on this. So for this, again, we're going to have to ignore all this and just pretend we have and just basically ignore as if we had a 3x3 but didn't have edges, right? So we look, we don't see any headlights, right? No two colors right next to each other. So we just do the algorithm at any spot. It doesn't matter how this is oriented. And we do R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. And then what you'll see is you will have headlights. So you see you have two colors right here, and you have two colors next to each other. You put them in the back, right? And then you do the same algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. And then you're going to have soft. So instead of looking for headlights on this, what you're looking for is flat. So as you see, I have no flat sides. So that means basically I have no headlights. So just no matter how this is oriented, just keep the tall part on top and then do the algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R2, B2, R2. Okay, and as you see, we have a flat side. Now it's kind of hard to see, but this is not actually a flat side. Just very close to a flat side. This is the actual flat side over here. It's more obvious in person, but this is not actually flat right here. So this would be the flat side. So you put the flat side in the back because the flat side would be your headlights, and then you do the algorithm. R prime F, R prime B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. Then you might have to rotate the top into position. But that's basically it. So if there's any thing I missed, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you.